Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Deb McCarty, and I am blessed to welcome you to Holmesboro, Indiana, Christmas Eve, 1947. I hope you've enjoyed a wonderful dinner and good fellowship, and I know that's true because I got to wander among you. And maybe you've even had a chance to read a little bit of our Holmesboro Post newspaper. If you have, I'm sure that you are anxious to meet some of the folks you read about. So, since you are sitting in the middle of Holmesboro, Indiana, in the town, I just want you to know that some of our actors will be moving amongst you. Most of them are kind and nice, and some of them are actually super cute. So without further ado, I give you Faith Family Church's rendition of A Christmas Post. Enjoy the show.
The Christmas Post, hot off the press, newspaper delivery, morning edition, the Christmas Post.
You're early this morning, Hank.
Well, it's Christmas Eve, Hattie, and yours newsstand is my first delivery. I also wanted to get an early start. I still got a lot of shopping to do this afternoon.
Oh, from the looks of Main Street, you're gonna have plenty of company.
Looks like a good sales day for you, too. Everybody's looking forward to get the Christmas edition of the Holmesboro Post.
Well, I can't sell any papers without my newsies. Where are those kids?
I think I see him looking into that candy store down the street. Let me give you a hand. Hey, newsies, papers are in, let's go! That ought to do it. You have a Merry Christmas, Hattie McGee.
The same to you, Hank.
Extra, extra, read all about it. Christmas Post, 5 cents. Christmas headlines, that's why we shouted. Put up the press, papers for sale. We've got to buzz, we've got the most Christmas news in the Christmas Post.
Anything can happen on Christmas Eve. Miracles are yours for the asking. The unexpected happens when you believe in May. So anything can happen today. Anything can happen this time of year. Everybody knows it's the season. Anytime or any place you might hear them say that anything can happen today. It's a time when we can see God's promises. Make believers love doubting Thomases. For right now. Have a little faith and believe that everything is gonna work out somehow, some way. Yes, anything can happen today. It's a time when angels can appear to us, and the love of God feels so near to us. For once upon a midnight queen, there was good news that everyone should hear, should hear. And don't tell it on the ground. And don't tell it on the ground. Anything can happen on Christmas Eve. Miracles are yours for the asking. The unexpected happens when you believe in faith. So anything can happen. Yes, anything can happen. Anything at all, anything at all, anything at all can happen today. All with boughs of holly, fa la 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 la. 'Tis the season to be jolly, fa la 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 la. Don we now our gay apparel, fa la 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 la. Join the ancient Yuletide carol, fa la 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 la.
Thank you. Sorry about that, folks, but it seems that each Christmas Eve is noisier and busier than the last one. I used to wonder why people were in such a hurry on December the 24th. Well, I don't think it's because they're buying last-minute gifts or trying to get home. Nope. Somehow I think they know that miracles are in the air today, just waiting to happen. And everybody senses that they might be part of it. Take Sam Gillespie and his caroling group here. This is actually the entire congregation of the Central Avenue Community Church. Yep, you heard me. All 5 of them. Inside 1 year, their pastor got called to a bigger church across the county, and everybody decided it took too long to drive downtown to go to church. These folks are the only ones left. Sam is the head usher. You know, first to arrive, last to leave. Everybody got so used to shaking his hand on the way out. Well, eventually folks just started calling him pastor. But he refused to take the title of reverend. So he became Brother Sam. They're out caroling this evening, trying to raise money for their soup kitchen and keep their doors open. They really could use a small miracle, maybe 2. And here's another establishment, always trying to get more people to come through its doors. Herzog's Department Store, the oldest store in Holmesboro, Indiana. I should know. My newsstand has been here almost as long as the store has. But things sure have changed since Elliot Herzog Jr. took over for his father 5 years ago. Folks used to say no one had more Christmas spirit than Herzog's. But now, well, this place could use a heap of miracles. But what better day for miracles than Christmas Eve? Why, it was on this very night, 2,000 years ago, the greatest miracle of all happened. And I think there's still a bit of that first Christmas miracle just waiting to rub off on us. You wait and see. As you were.
We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Good tidings we bring to you and your kin. Good tidings for Christmas and a Happy New Year.
sorry, I almost forgot. These are the two you need to keep your eye on this Christmas Eve. That is, if you can get them to slow down long enough. This here's Alice Garfield. No one seems as out of luck or as full of faith as Alice. She's a second grade teacher, but she's taken a seasonal sales job here at Herzog's to try to make ends meet. This is her third Christmas alone. Her husband Frank was killed in action in Okinawa. But Alice has never looked back. She just keeps looking up and moving ahead. And over here is her daughter Katie. Although at this moment, Alice doesn't know it yet. She thinks Katie spends each morning with her neighbor, Mrs. Schuster, and her younger brother Scotty. But Katie has taken a seasonal sales job too, selling newspapers for me. And I reckon both of them are dead set on a collision course with a miracle. I wonder if it'll be today. Guess there's only one way to find out.
Hi, Hattie. Like my new disguise today? Nobody knew it was me, not even Sergeant Buchanan.
It's a good thing he didn't, because if he did, he probably would have arrested you for impersonation. Impersonation, that is, of a man with very questionable taste. Where did you find this getup?
In the attic. It's my grandpa's. Grandma used to hide a bunch of his clothes in our house. He said she was starting to cause accidents.
Oh. I can see why. Ugh. Well, you're headed for an accident if you're not more careful. I declare, Katie Louise Garfield, if your mother finds out you're sneaking away each morning working for me, she'll ground both of us.
Oh, she won't find out. Mrs. Schuster's in on it, and so is my little brother. I told him if he snitched, Santa would leave him a stocking full of cut-up worms.
Well, for a 4-year-old, that isn't much of a threat.
Besides, it's my last day. Mrs. Schuster knows I'm doing this until I can earn enough money. I want to buy Mom that locket in Herzog's window. You know, the one she wants so much. But it has to be a surprise.
Oh, well, your mom's going to be surprised, all right. Well, you know, let's get this hair under your cap. Oh.
I'm sure glad you hire girls. All the other newsstands in town only want boy newsies.
Well, listen, as far as you're concerned, you are a boy newsie. All you girls are. You just got to keep this hair under your cap.
Okay.
And remember, no freebies. Last week, you gave away more papers than you sold.
I'm sorry, some people didn't have any money.
They didn't have any change, Katie. It's not the same thing. You're too soft-hearted, just like your mother. Listen, love, you'll never make much by giving things away.
Okay, I'll remember. Achoo! 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 Excuse me.
Oh, bless you, honey. Are you getting a cold?
Oh, don't worry. I always sneeze in threes. I'm probably just allergic to Grandpa's coat.
Oh, understandable. No. Put that handkerchief away. Use your sleeve.
Okay. Is that what boys do?
Among other things. Oh, and it would be a good idea to say, "So's your old man," a lot. Oh, and spit. Just occasionally. Oh, gracious, your mother's headed this way. Oh, now you better skedaddle. Oh, that's fine paper. Okay, cover your face. All right, crouch down. All right, now go. Well, Merry Christmas, Mrs. Garfield.
Merry Christmas
Achoo!
to you.
Achoo! Achoo! Excuse me.
Just a minute, please. Newsboy, wait just a minute, please.
Excuse me, the Christmas post, ma'am, here. It's on the house.
Oh, yeah. So's your old man.
Merry Christmas.
Wow, Merry Christmas. I think it's time you start teaching your newsies some manners, Hattie, and maybe a little business sense. You'll never make much giving things away.
So I've heard.
Would I know that newsboy from somewhere? I don't remember seeing him around here before.
Oh, I wouldn't be surprised. You look confused, dear. Would you like some tea?
Oh, thank you. It's just, I don't know. I don't know what's wrong with me today. I feel like I'm not ready.
Oh.
First, I dumped the contents of my purse all over Main Street. And then, Well, I guess I really must be seeing things. I could have sworn I saw my dad walking across the sidewalk a little while ago. Only it couldn't have been him. He's in Chicago. We won't even see him until after the New Year.
Oh, well, I wouldn't worry about it, dear. It's probably just the bustle of Christmas Eve. You know what they say. Anything can happen, including a miracle or two.
I could use both.
Still short in the cash department?
I took this sales job on pure commission. Boy, was that a step of faith in the wrong direction.
Well, here's the thing about steps of faith. You can only take one at a time. You'll see. Everything will work out eventually.
I can't wait for eventually, Hattie. I have until exactly 5 o'clock this evening, and then, just like Cinderella, everything goes up in smoke. My extra job disappears, my extra paycheck becomes a pumpkin, and what am I left with? A 1934 Studebaker with a rusted-out carburetor. And 2 kids with empty stockings.
Oh, empty stockings. You don't mean
I
that...
don't mean empty. I just mean empty. Like I can't get them those special gifts. Scotty has his heart set on one of those yellow chrome-lined pedal-powered cars at Herzog's. And Katie, she's just wanted a new bicycle for so long. Only she stopped asking for it about 2 weeks ago, right about the time the car died. Now she just walks around the house telling me that she really doesn't want anything for Christmas, and I don't know, her room's too full anyway. That girl is really something special.
It runs in the family.
Oh, excuse me, ladies. A Merry Christmas to you both.
Merry Christmas, Brother Sam.
The caroling was beautiful this morning, Brother Sam.
Thank you so much.
Oh, and such enthusiastic participation.
Yes.
Well, yes, that's one of the advantages when your entire congregation is also your choir. Perfect church attendance at every concert. Mm-hmm. They just tend to get a mite confused when it comes time to applaud.
Oh. Your nativity scene is still on for this afternoon, right?
Oh, yes, and I've got the frankincense right here. Oh, pardon me, Alice. I found this money over by the bus stop a few moments ago, and, well, Sergeant Buchanan said it was probably yours. He said you had a slight mishap.
Sergeant Buchanan never was very good at taking accident reports. Keep the money, Brother Sam. Use it for your soup kitchen.
Oh, are you sure, Alice? The
I'm
church
sure.
is able to.
There are plenty of people who need that money far more than I do, especially a day like today.
Especially today, yes. Well, you'll come to our service later, won't you? We'll be giving away food, clothes, and toys to any
I don't think I'm
family.
quite that destitute. Not yet, anyway. But we will try to be there. I'm just not sure what time I'll be off. It's my last day at work.
Well, I'll save some seats for you, which shouldn't prove too difficult.
Well, top of the 24th to you.
Hello again, Sergeant.
Could I offer you a jelly donut this morning? New flavor today. Peppermint.
No. Well, I'm glad to finally see you this morning, Sergeant. And your rations. I was beginning to worry.
Well, I've been on patrol since dawn this morning, Miss Miggy. You know how I like to make sure that the bakery is secure when it opens. But now that the business day is about to start, I have the precinct on alert for looting and rioting. After all, today is Christmas Eve and anything could happen.
I keep hearing that.
Oh, Brother Sam, that was some mighty nice warbling you did there.
Thank you so much.
Could you get a group to sing, when Irish eyes are smiling?
It's Christmas, Sergeant.
It is, oh, yeah. Well, how about Oh Danny Boy?
I'll put in your request. Goodbye, everyone.
Thank you.
Bye, Brother Sam.
See you later.
Oh, Hattie. I need to use your phone to call and check in with the precinct. I have some undercover men down in a manhole at 43rd and Central. Oh, and Alice, that's good to see your dad's in town for the holidays.
My dad? You saw him too?
Oh, yes, never looked better. Listen, tell him to stop by one night this week for a game of canasta and some donuts. Man, that guy could dress well. Hello, Lieutenant O'Shaughnessy. Ha! It's Sergeant Buchanan. Have you handed out the gas mask yet this morning?
Oh, I don't think I'm ready for today.
Quiet! 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 You guys aren't listening. No, I mean it. I really need your help today. I think my mom's on to me, so I have to train Main Street for somewhere else. Anywhere else? Volunteers? Don't worry, Katie. I'll do it. Thanks, Kelly. I'll take Central, and you take Main. Everybody else, give me a little secret sign, like this, if you see my mom coming, okay? Now, what do I have to earn today? Judy, you're my treasurer. What's my total? Wow, I didn't know I needed that much more.
And I can't believe how much more money I need to earn to buy my kids those special gifts. Oh, Hattie, I have to get them. I can't let them down. My children have such faith in me.
I have to get my mom that present. I just have to try harder.
Nobody's trying harder than I am, Hattie, but I just can't seem to get ahead. Fact is, I can barely keep up. Seems I'm always short on money and long on debt. Hard times I remember, good times I forget. I'm full up with trouble, I'm fresh out of time, and all I've got is one more day to find. A little more Christmas at Christmas time this year. A little less heartache, a little more Christmas cheer. A dream that won't vanish, that dares to last. A little more future, a little less past. Believing in Christmas, this Christmas may be tough. When believing in Christmas just may not be enough. So if a little more faith could find its way under my Christmas tree, there'll be a little more Christmas this Christmas for me.
See, I've gotta come through. My mom deserves it, especially this year. Seems she's always finding worry and losing sleep. Smiles come once a day now, and laughter once a week. I know she thinks Christmas isn't short supply, but she's got me, and I've got plans to buy. A little more Christmas at Christmas time this year. A little less heartache, a little more Christmas cheer. A dream that won't vanish, that dares to last. A little more future, a little less past.
when believing in Christmas just may not be enough. So if a little more faith could find its way under my Christmas tree,
There'll be a little more Christmas.
a little more Christmas, a little more Christmas this Christmas for
Look sharp. Step lively, everyone. The store opens in 10 minutes. We don't want to miss 1 minute of sales today.
Oh no, it's my supervisor and the sales staff. Oh, look at me, Hattie. A 5 o'clock face and it's not even 9.
Okay, gang, time to hit the streets. I'll be right there. I think I see my first sale headed this way.
And remember, minions, Herzogs means quality. Herzogs means quantity. Herzogs means quiet. Thank you.
Want a paper, mister? It's the Christmas Post. Just a nickel.
Ah, how quaint. An example of American entrepreneurial enterprise in miniature. Observe, staff, the shrewd trade savvy of Maxwell Q. Selden. And so, my little fellow, what special deal are you prepared to offer me so I won't take my nickel to another merchant?
Here's your paper. It's free. Oh yeah, so's your own man.
Hey, kid, that's not a special deal. That's just stupid.
Well, so's your old man.
Staff, this is not the sales technique we employ here at Herzogs. Remember, we make people buy things they never knew they wanted with money they never knew they had. It's a mission of mercy. It really is.
Good morning, Maxwell. Hi, everybody.
Ah, Mrs. Garfield. Late again, as usual.
Late? No, I wasn't late. I was early. I was here before anybody else.
You obviously forgot about our 8 a.m. staff meeting at JCPenney. We dumped 10 gallons of eggnog at the front entrance. Whoops-a-daisy.
Maxwell, you know I can't get anywhere by 8 o'clock. I can barely get here by 9. My car's broken, remember? It's why I had to take this second job in the first place. And if I don't get the money to fix my car, I'm probably going to lose my first job. And I have a mortgage and a pile of bills to pay, and it's Christmas.
Yes. The road of life is paved with bumps, isn't it, Mrs. Garfield? But with or without a car, we expect you to be on time and in line by 9. And even though it's your last day with us, and we're going to miss you too, if you can't cut the Herzog's mustard, you can always choose to take early retirement.
You mean quit? I can't quit. I have 2 kids at home who are depending on me. Haven't you ever had anyone depend on you, Maxwell?
No, nor have I ever been the dependee. Life is a lot easier when you only have to count on yourself. It's a very simple number to remember. 1.
1? Is that really all you have? Even on a day like today? Even on Christmas Eve?
Especially on a day like today. Look at this crowd gathering. 1 is all I can take care of. Now come along, everyone. We need to ready the store.
Merry Christmas, Maxwell. May God deliver his richest blessings to you today.
Fine, as long as they don't come COD. Now, excuse me, Brother Sapp.
Sam.
Whatever. Please, I'm sure the store will make a standard contribution if you talk to our bookkeepers. But now...
No, I'm just here to check on the order of events today. According to my schedule, we're singing in front of your store on the even hours and over at 43rd and Central on the odd hours. And then at 4 o'clock is our nativity scene right here. Is that correct?
Look, you can polka with reindeer as far as I'm concerned. Just don't block the flow of customers. And that goes for you too, Miss Associated Press.
Well, Merry Christmas, Maxwell. Want some fruitcake?
I know your game. Keep those kids and papers off store property.
Well, how about a cheese ball then? Can I cut you some?
First bribes, now threats. I could report you to the Federal Trade Commission.
Maybe someday you'll learn how to have a real Christmas, Maxwell Selden. Until then, many happy returns of the season.
American commerce in decline. It's not a pretty sight. Otis, get that door open. And the rest of you shoppers, the store won't open for 10 more minutes. You're like a pack of wild dogs. Get back, back. Now listen here, Father.
Oh, it's brother.
Oh, whatever. We want some peppy carols today.
Peppy?
Full of zing, plenty of razzmatazz. We want to put people in the mood to lay down the lettuce, not kneel and pray. So stick to the jingle and fa-la-la department.
I'm afraid we look at Christmas from a somewhat different perspective, Mr. Selden. Well, you see it as a season of selling. I see it as a season of receiving.
Selling, receiving, what's the difference? As long as they come in the right order.
Well, actually, there's a very big difference. The only gift that really matters at Christmas can't be bought. And that's because it's free.
Huh. Free gifts are a quick way to go out of business.
It's a lucky thing for the world that Jesus didn't share your philosophy.
Well, Jesus obviously never knew how to market Christmas.
Maxwell, Jesus is Christmas.
No. I'll tell you what Christmas is. People are Christmas. Those people. The American consumer. Gullible fools, every one of them. And with all due respect, Rev, on Christmas Eve, they want to be shopping in a store, not kneeling in a church.
You know, you do have a point there. In some way, people are what the season's about. All the more reason we'll be out there singing. There's a lot they need to hear.
But you keep things peppy, right?
Lots and lots of joy. Trust me.
And modern. Make it very today.
Plenty of news. Good news, as a matter of fact.
Perfect. Maybe you'll steal some of that paper peddler's business. All right, staff. Store looks primed. Everyone, to your posts. Mrs. Garfield, Mrs. Dexter, to your posts.
Oh, we were just rearranging the jewelry display.
Toys, Mrs. Garfield. Your department is toys.
I know. Keep an eye on that silver locket, Nadine, the big one. I know I'll never have enough money to buy it, but I sure would miss seeing it every day.
Ready, staff? Mr. Herzog, he's here.
Arriving at 0900 off the starboard bow.
Of all days, he's early. And he's already in the store. All right, everyone, get in position. Display the merchandise. Now look happy. Yeah, no, too artificial. Now look humble. Well, that won't work. You won't sell anything. Look aggressive. Whoa, too angry, too angry. Look religious. Oh, come on, Brother Spam.
It's Sam.
Look like you want to sell something.
I don't want to sell. I want people to receive.
Here, receive. 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 Everybody, sing.
Oh, what should we sing, Maxwell?
Something, anything. Keep it peppy. Okay. First thing that comes into your head.
What's this?
Happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Mr. Herzog.
Not the best choice.
No?
If this is supposed to be a surprise party, there's been a gross miscalculation. You had the correct date of my birth entered in the captain's log, don't you, Miss Plunkett?
June 17th. An act of Congress couldn't change it.
Well, if anyone thinks that today is June 17th, they're in for a rude awakening. Miss Plunkett and I have been down here since dawn, double-checking the inventory, and I expect every one of you to meet your quota and unload your cargo. To your stations. Not that way, Miss Garfield. To port. To port.
Yes, sir.
And Mr. Selden, a word, please.
Yes, sir.
Brilliant maneuver, Maxie. That's using the old brain.
Well, at least I have one.
Double check the inventory. Sorry, kid. The boss barks at everyone, just like a poodle.
I don't know what's wrong with me, Dixie. I've been here 2 weeks already, and I still can't keep my bow and my stern straight.
It's been 2 years for the rest of us, darling. He was only in the Navy for 5 months during the war, you know? He never saw a day of action. He just sat on a cargo freight in San Diego. I think he's compensating for missed opportunity.
Well, he certainly does run a tight ship.
Huh. Things were any tighter around here, we'd all die of asphyxiation. Everything's done exactly the way my father did it when he founded Herzog's 42 years ago. That dog don't hunt. Old man Herzog used to run a store that put the customer before the almighty dollar, especially at Christmas. Everyone in Holmesboro said nobody had more Christmas spirit than Herzog.
So what happened?
Herzog Jr.
So let's have no more slip-ups, Captain Selden, or you might find yourself back in the warehouse where you started.
The warehouse, sir, you wouldn't.
I would.
You couldn't.
I could. It took us 3 years to put you in charge of sporting goods and 4 years to make you sales manager. It would only take 1 minute to send you back to heaving boxes. So I'd better see some pucks and putters flying off the shelves today. Do I make myself clear?
But it's not my fault. Mrs. Garfield missed the staff meeting, and then she started arguing and displayed.
I said, do I make myself clear?
Aye.
And the rest of you, I want to see your sails hoisted and your rudders straight. It's full sails ahead. I especially want everyone to take any opportunity to sell these cloth dolls and paddle balls. We're overstocked, and this is our last day to get rid of them. So whatever a child thinks he or she wants, make them buy these instead.
Oh, but that's not what Christmas is all about. Children need to wish for that one special gift. We all do.
Mrs. Garfield, there is only one thing that Christmas is about: selling surplus. So you better move them, or you might find yourself getting moved. Right out the door. Any questions?
Oh, yes.
What do you want?
I have a question.
Who are you?
I'm Father Sapp. I'm Brother Sam. I'm from the church just a few blocks over, and I wanted to go over the schedule with you.
Oh, yes. The Holy United First Tabernacle Faith Family Singers, or whatever. Well, sing anywhere you want. Sing anything you want. Just keep it peppy. Stay away from the door. At the end of the day, we get 10% of your take.
10%?
And that is the correct figure, isn't it, Miss Plunkett?
Unfortunately.
But Mr. Herzog, that collection money is going to help nourish and clothe people who are in need.
Which is precisely what I am in business to do as well. Just like my father did when he founded Herzog's 42 years ago. You see, son, I don't just run a store. It's a vessel of life. And I'm the commander. And if you don't get on board, it's every man for himself. Do I make myself clear?
Aye, aye.
I'm the admiral of retail, and I sail the sea of trade. In my captain's log I detail every blessed cent I've made. From stem to stern I know what I've earned, and I hourly review it. From fore to aft it's a thankless task, but someone's got to do it.
And you're the man to do it.
I labor willingly with this philosophy. It's a big heave-ho, for the profits grow when your ship and crew are tough.
Aye, aye.
Give a laugh, ahoy, for in my employ, the policy is get the green stuff.
Gives a loud ahoy, for in his employ, the policy is get the green stuff.
The green stuff? Your only motive is to make money? Mr. Herzog, you can't mean that. Not on Christmas Eve.
Especially on Christmas Eve. Why, it's the biggest sales of the year. We even have a cash and carry policy. No cash, no carry. Yes, sir. Daddy would be proud. It's a day of cash transactions. Regulations must prevail. And the buyer's satisfaction must not interfere with sales. No refund clause, no fa-la-la-laws. I trust everyone agrees here.
Aye.
No credit woes, no ho-ho-hos. After all, my middle name is Ebenezer.
Your middle name is Ebenezer.
Yes, sir, and proud of it. If Scrooge were here right now, I'm sure he'd take this vow. It's a big heave-ho, for the profits grow when your ship and crew are tough.
Aye, aye.
Give a laugh, ahoy, for in my employ, the policy is get the green stuff.
Gives a loud ahoy, for in his employ, the policy is get the green stuff.
Mr. Herzog, I know I've only only been here 2 weeks, but surely you can bend the policy for just one day, especially on a day like Christmas Eve.
Change the rules? Violate regulations? What are you trying to do, Mrs. Garfield? Incite a mutiny?
Well, no, of course not.
Then get back on board. Everyone to their
Sir.
posts. Rough seas ahead. When recession winds are blowing and your ship is miles from shore, all employees must keep rowing. Everyone must pull their oar. Unless we dock with the whale of a stock and a great big surplus anchor, one day we'll blink and the store will sink. And I'll be the one who sank her.
You'll be the one who sank her.
Now cut that out. That day won't come, you see,
If we're all in harmony.
It's a big heave-ho where the profits grow, when the ship and crew are tough. Give a loud ahoy for when he's employed. The policy is care for green stuff. It's a big heave-ho when the profits grow, when the ship and crew are tough. Give a loud ahoy for when he's employed. The policy is care for green stuff. It's a big heave-ho, profits grow. A loud ahoy when he's employed. The policy will guarantee that we get the green stuff.
The store casts off in 1 minute.
Otis, man the door. Everybody else, batten down your merchandise. I'll take the wheel.
Wow, that's reassuring.
Stuff a stocking in it, Dixie.
Well, I'd better get out of here before the stampede. Sorry, tidal wave. You'll come see our nativity set later, won't you?
I wouldn't miss it. 4 o'clock, right?
As far as I know.
Better abandon ship now, Brother Shrimp.
Never mind.
What a great day. There's money in the air. I can smell it. Ready? And 5, 4, 3, 2.
Shopping. We are shopping, shopping. Shopping, shopping. Christmas shopping, shopping. Last minute shopping, shopping. Till we drop.
Excuse me, where's the return department?
Shopping, shopping. We are shopping, shopping. Shopping, shopping. Christmas shopping, shopping. Last minute shopping, shopping. Shop, shop, shop. Till we drop.
Excuse me, where's the return department?
I don't know. I'm sorry. I've only been here 2 weeks.
5 rows back, to the left, behind the shoppers.
Oh, Dixie, what's wrong with me? It's already 10 o'clock and I barely sold a yo-yo.
Have some faith, kid, and push a little.
What do you mean?
I'll show you.
Shopping, 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 shopping.
Try selling. See what I mean? You gotta start selling.
I guess I'm not so good at selling.
There you go. Let them know you're selling.
Okay, here goes. I'm selling.
Atta girl. Go.
Excuse me, is this the return department?
Fat chance, lady. No one returns Maxwell Q Selden merchandise. Now move out of the way.
Just a minute there, Maxwell.
And happy holidays, Mrs. Consumer.
So, what's the total?
Well, a lot.
What?
Well, a lot more than the toy department.
Shopping, 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 shopping.
We'll see you this afternoon, won't we? I'd hate to think my sales captain was outsold by a swabby. Carry on.
Aye, aye. Okay, I'll show her.
I'll show him.
Shopping, shopping. Shopping, shopping. Shopping, 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 shopping. The Christmas rush is on again. It's high and overdrive. We only have a single day. We pray we will survive. It's
Bargains, come and get your bargain.
Hey, everybody got a deal. Yes, I do, so buy from me.
I'm gonna sell these bargains. little gimmicks of yours aren't going to gain you anything.
Except this pile of sales receipts.
No dice. Prepare yourself for an epidemic of buyer's remorse. You're going to see every one of those items back in the return department.
Somebody say return department!
No!
All right, kids, day is half over. How much have you sold? Katie, how about you?
Only half a bag.
Oh, that's not enough. Not for a paper like the Christmas Post. Now, I've taught each and every one of you to yell from Main Street to Union Station, right?
Right.
So let's hear some of your...
Selling. Extra.
That's the way.
Read all about it. Selling. Extra. Selling. Gotta shout it. Selling. Get your Christmas Post.
Is this the returns department? Ooh, that depends. What have you got?
Oh, now, Brother Sam, it's about time for your nativity, isn't it?
Yes, 1 hour from now at 4 o'clock, if there's anyone to watch us.
Well, your baskets look a little empty. Have you ever tried giving away free donuts?
That could be sticky, Sergeant. I think we're fine as long as... We're singing, singing. We are singing, singing. But no one's listening to our singing, singing. But we'll keep right on singing. We'll sing, 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 sing.
The Christmas rush is on again. It's harder on the feet. The minutes and the hours fly. We're dying to compete with bargains.
Extra.
Bargains.
Read everybody what it do. Yes, like extra. Gotta shout it. Get your Christmas Post.
The store closes in 5 minutes.
5 minutes? But it's only 4 o'clock.
And Herzog's always closes it from 5 o'clock on 6 to 4 o'clock on Christmas Eve.
But you can't.
Herzog can do anything.
Tough break, Mrs. Garfield.
Do you want to see something break, Maxie? Gladly.
Attention, shoppers. Time for the last purchase.
Singing, singing. Singing,
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for shopping at Herzog's department store. We know you had a choice in merchants, and we appreciate your patronage. So, Merry Christmas, Bon Voyage, and please vacate the premises by 1600 hours. That's now.
Leaving. They are leaving. Now we're leaving. We're leaving. She is leaving. Leave till they're gone. Oh, never mind.
Good afternoon, everyone. You may pick up your pay envelopes and your Christmas bonus on your way out the door, but only 1 salami per employee. And we'll see you bright and early at 9 o'clock on the 26th.
That's 8 a.m. in front of Sears and Roebuck, and don't forget the eggnog.
Mr. Herzog, I know that your policy is to close at 4 o'clock on Christmas Eve, but couldn't you change it for just one day, especially when there's an emergency?
And just what is this emergency, Mrs. Garfield?
Me, I'm the emergency. You see, I took this job on commission, and I almost have enough money to buy my kids those special presents. That yellow car right there, and the bicycle in aisle 10. And, oh, please, Mr. Herzog, I know if I just had 1 more hour, I could buy my kids those gifts that they need.
Mrs. Garfield, I am sympathetic with your plight, but there is simply no way that Herzog's department store will stay open 1 minute past 4 o'clock on Christmas Eve. We've always closed at 4 o'clock, and we always will, just like my father did when he founded Herzog's 42 years ago. Case closed.
Sorry, kid. He's got the facts right, but not the story. Old man Herzog used to close the store at 4 o'clock to throw the biggest Christmas party in Holmesboro. And everyone was invited, including all those people that Brother Sam and his friends are trying to take care of.
Oh, Dixie, when did we lose sight of what Christmas was really about?
Oh, probably when we lost sight of who Christmas was all about. Come on, kid. There's a salami with your name on it.
All ashore, who's going ashore?
Hark the herald angels sing, glory to the newborn King. Peace on earth and mercy mild, God and sinners reconciled. Joyful all ye nations. Wait a minute, everyone. Alice, what's happening? The store can't be closing.
It can and it has.
But it's only 4 o'clock.
And Herzog's always closes at 4 o'clock on Christmas Eve, just like my father did when he
Well, I
founded...
thought this year would be different. We were scheduled to do our nativity scene at 4 in front of your store.
So, go ahead. We haven't closed the sidewalk.
Well, what's the point if there's no one around? I mean, look, the street is nearly deserted.
Well, I'm sorry your box office is down. Maybe it's your repertoire. Well, now if you excuse me, I need to go change into my civvies. I have some last-minute shopping to do.
You mean you don't shop at your own store?
Never. Prices are too high. Besides, we're closed.
Goodbye, kid. Chin up. Remember what tomorrow is.
Oh, I know.
Christmas. Another excuse for paying the American worker a day's wages for not working. That must be the goodwill toward men clause.
You know, Maxwell, I bet the only thing you find under your tree tomorrow is a safe deposit box. I hope you two will be very happy together.
A match made in heaven, I assure you.
Well, it looks like the star just didn't shine bright enough to get us to Bethlehem this time. We'll have to try again next year. We'll be singing just a bit further down the street, Hattie, and I'll still be saving a place for you tonight, Alice.
Thank you, Brother Sam.
Goodbye. God bless.
Bye, Brother Sam.
So much for taking a step of faith, Hattie. Even one step at a time, and I fell flat on my face.
Well, I wouldn't call this a fall exactly. Maybe more of a stumble.
Well, call it what you like, but the fact remains that it's Christmas Eve and I've come up short. One more hour, and I would have had the money I needed to buy my kids those special gifts. But instead, zip. The day started with nothing, and it looks like it's going to end with nothing, too.
Well, seems somewhere I've heard that faith is the evidence of things not seen.
Well, I sure don't see anything. I don't know how anybody gets much faith from that.
You still seem to be operating on the notion that seeing is believing. I think you've got it backwards. Believing is seeing. Anything can happen on Christmas Eve. Miracles are yours for the asking. The unexpected happens when you believe it may. So anything can happen today. It's a time when angels can appear to
tell me why all the doors of Herzog's department store are locked?
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm afraid they closed at 4 o'clock today.
Oh, no, this can't be happening, not now.
What's wrong?
I had a Christmas gift for my granddaughter on layaway. A dollhouse. You know, the big special gift. It just ruined her Christmas. And she had such faith in me. I just let her down.
Well, wait a minute. I work at Herzog's. I'll find a way to let you in.
Lady, if you could do that, you'd be a lifesaver.
Herzog may have ruined my Christmas, but I'm not going to let him ruin everybody's. I'll find a way, mister. I just need to get what's that the key.
Old man Herzog gave it to me years ago for emergencies. And as I recall, you are an emergency. Just remember, you don't remember where you got it. But what you do with it is entirely your affair.
Today I'll find a way to make her dream come true. Just wait and see. Today, tomorrow will change, 'cause I know that she is counting on me. Look, mister, I found the key. I can open up the door to Herzog's now. No, wait a minute. I was just opening the door for one man.
Only one more hour and I would have had the money I need.
Oh, you're right. 1 hour. Oh, okay. Herzog's is open. Special last-minute madness sale. Come on, shoppers. It's your last chance.
We were shopping. Christmas shopping. Last minute shopping. Shop till we drop.
Alice, what in the world is going on?
Isn't it wonderful, Brother Sam? I believed something would happen, and it did.
Oh, where did you get the key?
Well, it doesn't matter, but anyhow, come on in, everybody, shop!
Let's help her out, come on.
Shopping.
Christmas rush is on again. It's hard overdrive. We only have a single day. We pray we will survive. It's shopping. We are shopping. Christmas shopping. Last minute shopping. Shop till we drop.
Mrs. Garfield, what is the meaning of this?
Maxwell, Dixie, what are you two doing here?
Well, when I saw two men running down the street with a canoe from my department, I knew something was afoot.
A Christmas Eve madness sale. Old man Herzog would have loved this. Count me in. Come on, Maxie, what do you say?
Are you out of your mind?
Can somebody help me in sporting goods?
I'll be right with you.
No, you don't. You're trying to earn that extra commission, aren't you? Well, you're not selling my snorkels and rackets. You want to play in the big leagues? You got it.
You don't have a prayer.
That's all you have.
Maybe that's all I need.
Sorry, Garfield.
It's only begun, Selden.
Everybody to your corners and come out swinging.
Bargains.
Come and get your bargains.
Hey, everybody got a deal for you. Yes, I do. So buy from me. I'm gonna sell these bargains. Shop till I drop.
Great! 3 in the morning, what is going on here?
Well, I'm not sure I know, Sergeant, but isn't it grand? Hey, you were right. Anything can happen today.
Anything can happen. You're right. Looting and rioting, I've got to call the boss. Does anybody listen to Sergeant Buchanan? No, thank you very much.
Shopping.
Anything can happen.
Careful, this is Sergeant Buchanan.
Anything can happen.
You need to come down to your store and quick.
Anything can happen.
It's a riot, sir. You're being robbed today.
continuing chaos. Suffice it to say, the shopping frenzy continues. Many people get their special gifts. Sergeant Buchanan and Elliot try to determine who started things. Oh, and me? Well, I am just so happy these miracles we talked about are starting to happen.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is now 4:45 on Christmas Eve, and may I simply say, for the record, that in the 42 years since my father founded Herzog's department store, that nothing like this has ever been done this way before. And God willing, nothing like this will ever be done this way again. I demand to know who is responsible for this lawless disregard of policy and tradition.
Me? You can't be looking at me. I tried to stop it. I was the solitary voice of reason in a world gone mad. I battled tirelessly to put an end to the carnage. I put my life on the line, suffering a painful and cosmetically damaging bruise on my left shin. And then...
Oh, stick a snorkel in it, Maxwell.
It was all my doing, Mr. Herzog. A man needed a gift. One more special gift. It seems a lot of other people did too, including me.
I see. Well, Mrs. Garfield, it seems like there's nothing left for me to do but fire you.
Just a minute, Mr. Herzog. You can't do that.
And pray tell, why not?
For one thing, it's her last day, and you close the store at 4 o'clock.
That's true, but Mrs. Garfield opened the store back up until 5 o'clock. And since there's 12 minutes left of her extended employment, it's terminated. Furthermore, I'm keeping all the wages thus there to pay for the damage.
Oh, Mr. Herzog, please, you can't do that. If you do that, I won't have a Christmas tomorrow. I may not have it tomorrow, period.
It's a little late to be thinking about that now. Come along, Sergeant Buchanan. I need to file a report at the police precinct office around the corner. And I hope Daddy doesn't have to see this.
Mr. Herzog, wait. Are you sure you want to fire Mrs. Garfield? I mean, don't you think that's a little extreme? I mean, it was her fault, certainly, but taking all our money? Doesn't everyone deserve a Christmas morning? Couldn't your policy change just this once?
Which question would you like me to answer?
Well, all of them, I guess.
All right. The answers are yes, no, not necessarily, and you're out of your mind. Come along, Sergeant.
Oh, but can't I finish my jelly donut?
Sergeant!
But they only have peppermint one day a year.
Maxwell, you've got to get Mr. Herzog to reconsider. You have no idea how much was riding on that money for Alice.
I tried. Didn't you hear me try? After all, I'm not my brother's keeper, or my sister's either for that matter. We'd all be a lot better off if we just learned to take care of ourselves.
I'm sorry that everything seems to be a matter of self-interest to you, Maxwell, even Christmas. Oh, before I forget, here's the 10% of our take, as Mr. Herzog put it. I'm afraid the collection wasn't much, but big things seem to always come from it. You know, you might want to stop paying so much attention to price tags. They're not very good indicators of what something's worth.
Come on, honey, buck up. Today isn't over yet, and remember, anything can happen.
Oh, no, Dixie. I've had quite enough of anything happening, and I'm calling it quits before I ruin anyone else's Christmas.
But Alice, everything you've done today was for one reason, to help someone else have a better Christmas.
I'm sorry, Brother Sam, but for the last 3 years, all I've done is ask God for more faith. And for the last 3 years, as far as I can tell, all he said is no. How can anybody have much faith from that? Look at this catastrophe.
Well, that may be part of the difficulty. It's awful easy for us to keep our eyes focused on our circumstances and not on God.
That's right. And honey, that is one recipe for disaster. Why, look at Mary and Joseph, or the shepherds and the kings. If they'd all sat around with the miseries and thought about nothing except how impossible their situation was, where do you think they would have ended up? Not in Bethlehem, I can tell you that. They didn't understand all of God's plan either. Fact is, most of the time, they didn't even have a map. All they had was a star and a promise. So, listen here, Lamb Chop. You don't need more faith. You just need to start acting on it. Nobody ever got to Bethlehem without a little forward motion. No more steps of faith, kid. I think it's time you take a leap. Are you ready? Don't give up. Don't give in. When the going's tough, that's just where faith kicks in. Well, the Lord will see you through. Yes, He's watching over you. Night and day, He's telling you to keep faith. Don't give up. Don't give up. Don't give in. Don't give in. When the going's
Mrs. Garfield, what are you still doing on store property? I believe I made it perfectly clear that your employment with us ended exactly 4 minutes ago. So what are you doing lounging on the furniture?
Well, Mr. Herzog, there's something you should know. Mr. Herzog, there's something you should know.
And what's that?
Well, it's about your policy store and the way you run your store and Christmas and, well, it's about more than cash transactions and regulations and salamis. And it's about a lot more than the green stuff. And, well, if you ever want to make it to Bethlehem, you're going to have to take a huge leap sometime. And well, I think there's such a thing as running too tight a ship.
Mrs. Garfield, what on earth are you talking about?
Your ship's too tight, sir.
What is she saying, Miss Plunkett?
Just what everyone's saying.
And what is everyone saying?
Mr. Herzog, what a wonderful idea. A Christmas madness sale? Such excitement, such savings. Just like the old days at Herzog's.
I'll say, I haven't been shopping at Herzog's that much recently, but I certainly will from now on.
Thank you, I think.
It's so nice to patronize a store that puts the customer above the almighty dollar.
You can say that again. Are you going to have another madness sale on the 26th?
Well, I'm not sure. I mean, that is to say, the policy has not yet been established. Just a minute. Maxwell, what is going on?
I really don't know.
Brother Sam, what's going on?
Sometimes God takes a little longer than we've planned.
Shoppers, I apologize for all the confusion of earlier this afternoon, but concerning the so-called Herzog's Christmas Eve Madness Sale, there's nothing more to say except that...
Junior?
Daddy?
Hello, Elliot.
Before you say a word, I can explain everything.
I don't think you need to. I've been hearing the whole story from half of Holmesboro.
Really? That many?
My phone hasn't stopped ringing for a solid hour. New customers, old customers. Captain O'Leary and the boys down at the 47th Precinct. That's all anybody can talk about is this Christmas Eve madness sale. It's got this store and this town turned upside down. And I have just one thing to say.
I've weathered many a storm and gale, sir. Fire away.
Brilliant sales strategy, son. I didn't know you had it in you. Why, when I turned this store over to your control 5 years ago, I promised not to interfere. But, well, I just had to come down here and say, ship shape.
Oh, well, I'm surprised. I mean, it should come as no surprise that I would institute a marketing campaign that would so capture the spirit of the season. I met some resistance at first, but I alone stood firm, insisting that regulation not stand in the way of making everyone's Christmas wish. Well, actually, there was someone who did offer some assistance. Dixie Plunkett, my faithful bookkeeper, was right there by my side. And then there was Brother Sal and the Holy Shelters Band, who helped keep the atmosphere like it was... Actually, it was a group effort. Every single customer contributed to the overall environment that made... All right. It was Alice Garfield's idea.
I had the feeling that someone else was involved. Congratulations, my dear. Please tell me, what was your inspiration?
I just needed to buy a special gift for someone.
And that's what this store has always been about for 42 years. Well, I'm certainly proud to have someone like you on Herzog's payroll. Aren't you, son?
Yes, sir.
Does that mean that I can still keep my 2 weeks commission?
Well, of course. I was hoping you'd be back next week for the after Christmas sale. Tell me, Do you have any brainstorms for the 26th?
The 26th. But that'll be too late. I need that money today. Yes, Mr. Herzog, I do have a brainstorm.
What are you talking about?
Well, we still have 10 minutes left of our extended opening. We'll have our after Christmas sale now. We still haven't sold many of those dolls and paddles and everything. We'll sell them right now at a special price.
We've already tried half pricing them.
No, I don't mean half price. I mean double the price. We'll give half the proceeds to Brother Sam's soup kitchen, and all of the toys can be donated to the needy families at his church's service tonight.
That is the most irresponsible, addle-brained, unprecedented scheme that...
I love it!
And I love it.
Well, carry on, my dear. I know the rest of Christmas Eve is in capable hands. I must run. I have an appointment with my grandchildren at the Christmas tree. And so do you, Elliot. 15 minutes. I almost forgot. I have a note for you from Amanda, reminding you to buy an angel for the top of the Christmas tree. Now, don't let my favorite granddaughter down. She has a lot of faith in you. Merry Christmas, everyone.
Merry Christmas, Mr.
And may
Tom.
God bless your new year.
Merry Christmas. God bless you.
Goodbye, Daddy. 10 minutes. We've got 10 minutes to sell our entire stock of dolls and paddles. Where is my sales force? Maxwell, Nadine, Patsy, Dixie. Surely you...
In your dreams. We're officially off duty. And it looks like there's only one salesperson left.
I do have another 10 minutes left of my extended employment.
One salesperson for all this?
That's right. And remember, she's on commission.
Well, the church is 6 blocks on your left. Service starts in 30 minutes. Just follow our congregation. We'll see you there.
Get your Christmas Eve special! Double the price, give it away, spread some hope for Christmas Day. Don't give up.
Don't give up. No, no,
Don't
no.
give in. When the going is tough, that's just where faith kicks in. Well, the Lord will see you through. Yes, He's watching over you. Night and day, He's telling you to keep the faith. Don't give up. Don't give in.
Don't give in.
When the going is tough, that's just where faith kicks in.
Let your faith in Him.
The Lord will see you through. Yes, He's watching over you. Night and day, He's telling you to keep the faith. Well, the Lord will see you through. Yes, He's watching over you. Night and day, He's telling you to keep the faith. Keep the faith.
Oh, Dixie, look at all this. All this.
Green stuff?
Yeah, have you ever seen so much green stuff?
Goodbye, green stuff.
And it's certainly gratifying to know that most of it is going to Brother Sam's soup kitchen. And after Alice's commission, the rest can be put towards damages. Starting with this captain's log.
But the captain's log isn't damaged.
Well, we can fix that. Great day in the morning. Who left this peppermint jelly donut in accounts receivable? Whoops-a-daisy!
You were right, Brother Sam. If we keep our eyes focused on our problems, we never see past them, even when God is there all the time.
And it's a good thing that God is so willing to wait for us, no matter how long we take. Oh, excuse me a minute, Alice. Maxwell, are you all right? You've been awfully quiet.
Oh, I'm just double checking the inventory. You know, a big sale on Christmas Eve. You gotta take stock of where things are.
Yes, Christmas Eve is a good time to do that. And it was quite a sale, wasn't it?
Boy, I can't get over those people. Paying double the price for something they didn't even want and then giving it away. They're
gullible fools?
I didn't say that this time. Sam, about earlier today, some of the things, well, all the things. What I'm trying to say is, boy, what am I trying to say?
Merry Christmas, Maxwell. That's all you need to say. Don't worry about it. So, are you just about to head home?
Well, I'm sure not going to spend the night in this drafty icebox.
No, I meant, are you going to go spend Christmas with your family?
My family. My family has moved on.
Oh, I'm sorry.
The Depression killed my parents. First Dad, then Mom. Watching your folks both work themselves into an early grave tends to color your perspective. I swore 5 years ago that I'd never be poor and that I'd never let that happen to me, and so far I haven't.
Were the times you spent with your mom and dad happy?
Actually, yes, always.
Then you weren't poor.
What are you talking about? We were one step away from being destitute, especially at Christmas.
Let me tell you what colors my perspective, especially at Christmas. That at the center of our most expensive holiday is a baby who came into the world homeless, wrapped in rags, and, well, destitute. You know, sometimes I think he came that way so people like us would listen to him, especially when he'd talk about what brings true success in this life. Like when he said, what good will it do you to gain the whole world but lose your soul?
Not to worry. We were never in any danger of gaining the world. When it was just Mom and me, half the time we didn't even know where the next meal was coming from. At Christmas, she'd take an extra job just so I'd have something under the tree. But I always did. I always had at least one special present every...
Maxwell, you're welcome to join me and my family tomorrow. Christmas is a lousy time to be alone.
According to who?
Well, God, for one. That's how this whole thing got started. We obviously weren't doing too well on our own, and he decided that we needed some help. And he became one of us. He even took a name that means just that. Emmanuel. God with us.
Well, that's a comforting thought if you live in a world of nativity scenes and Christmas cards. But in my world, people leave, people die, and you'd better learn to depend on yourself.
Yes, people will let you down, and we're all going to die. Both of those facts are pretty certain. But I'm equally certain of the fact that Jesus came to take care of both of those issues.
What, with a manger?
Not only with a manger. Christmas was just the beginning. Start at the manger on a cold winter night. Look for the star in the sky, then follow its light. It leads to a Savior for a world that is lost. Start at the manger, then go to the cross. Start at the manger, at the child in the hay, the gift of our Father in heaven, the price he would pay to save all his children, no matter the cost. Start at the manger, then go to the cross. Imagine that you own the wealth of the world, all of its silver and gold. What good will it do when tomorrow arrives and your heart is empty and cold? Start at the manger, where redemption began. When Jesus stepped down from his throne to die as a man, all of our riches, we will count them as loss if we start at the manger, then go to the cross. Start at the manger, then go to the cross. The invitation for tomorrow still stands. You know, if you don't have plans tonight, maybe you'd like to come on down to the service.
Oh, you'll have a packed church. One more won't make any difference.
One more makes all the difference. Now, I'd better be going. You have yourself a wonderful Christmas now, Hattie McGee.
The same to you, Brother Sam. Oh, better hurry. You have a church full of people waiting for you.
I do, don't I? Guess I'd better go before they change their minds.
Sam, wait a minute. Here's the 10% back. Put it back with the rest of the offering. That's where it belongs.
I wish you'd come deliver it yourself.
I've got plans. Maybe next year.
All right. Well, it's 6 blocks off Central, if you change your mind. Merry Christmas. Oh, I'm sorry. I nearly ran you over, little lady.
Sorry, Brother Sam, but I have to get to Hattie's before 5 o'clock. Herzog's is gonna close.
I wouldn't worry. That store is having trouble staying closed. Now, you give your mother the best Christmas of her life tomorrow morning, you hear?
I will. Bye, Brother Sam.
Bye.
Merry Christmas, Maxwell. Here's a little something from me to you.
Really? What is it?
A cheese ball without the knife.
Thank you, I think.
You could eat it now or take it with you to the church service. 6 blocks off Central, in case you forgot.
Oh, I haven't forgotten. I've got another appointment. Fact is, I'm running late.
More than you know. Well, Merry Christmas.
Hattie, I've sold every one of my papers. And no freebies. Well, maybe a couple. But I think I have enough. I've got to have enough.
Oh, well, let's count it out and see.
Aren't you finished counting yet, Dixie?
I'm counting, darling, I'm counting. Don't you see the smoke rising from my fingers?
Well, ladies, I leave you to drop anchor and lock up. And we'll see you, Miss Plunkett, and you, Mrs. Garfield, on the 26th. And Daddy says he'll be dropping by to see what new brainstorms are brewing.
Well, I'll be there. And so will my brain.
That's what I'm afraid of. Well, good evening, ladies. And good work, Mrs. Garfield.
Really?
For a swabby, you can really pull an oar. Carry on.
Okay, now count it again, Dixie.
Hattie, that can't be the right amount. I'm so close. Add it up again.
All right, but I've already figured it twice.
Oh, bother. I forgot Amanda's angel for the tree. Where am I going to find an angel?
Oh, Hattie, it's beautiful.
Remarkable. I don't recall seeing Christmas ornaments at your newsstand, Mrs. McGee.
Well, I think there's a lot of things you've missed over the years, Mr. Herzog.
So I'm finding out. Well, how much for the angel?
How much do you need?
$1.83.
$1.83.
That's an odd price.
Well, let's make it at even $2. That's very normal.
Well, all right. It is a beautiful angel, and I'm lucky to have found it.
It's Christmas Eve, Mr. Herzog. They're everywhere tonight.
Elliot, here is a little something from me to you.
Your Christmas wreath? Why, thank you, Mrs. McGee.
Well, I know how much you like the green stuff. Oh, and you better run along. You have a tree and a very anxious 5-year-old waiting for that angel.
You're right. Well, Merry Christmas, ladies.
Merry Christmas. $2 whole. I've made it, Hattie. I have more than enough.
Oh, well, I'll go get your pay envelope.
Hey, that's quite a sales technique you've got there, kiddo. Maybe I should take lessons.
Oh, hi again, mister. Sorry I threw the paper at you earlier. I was kind of in a hurry.
That's okay, so was I. Say, can I ask you a question?
Sure.
You don't actually believe angels are real, do you?
Of course. I know they're real. And Jesus, too.
How do you know?
I'm not sure. I just know.
But you can't see them, can you?
No, but I can't see the wind either, and I know that's real.
But you can see what it does to leaves and trees and things and other people.
Yeah, and I guess that's how I know God and angels are real too. The things it does to other people, like today.
Yeah, like today.
My mom calls it faith. I just call it like I see it.
But you can't see it.
Oh, I'll see angels one day, but not until I die. My daddy will be there, and my two grandmas, and Jesus too. Mom says it will be better than 1,000,000 Christmases.
Katie, if the wind is so strong and you and your mother and so many other people feel it, why can't I?
I don't know. Maybe you're too bundled up, or maybe you're facing the wrong direction.
Oh, Katie, here's your pay envelope. Now, Scoot, you better hurry if you want to buy anything else tonight.
Thank you, Hattie. Merry Christmas, mister.
Maxwell, do you know what hour it's getting to be?
The hour? Ooh, I've got to run, Hattie. I've got an engagement. Bye.
Merry Christmas.
Ooh, was that 5 blocks off of Central?
6 blocks. Well, folks, didn't I tell you there'd be a couple of Christmas miracles happening tonight? Yep, I told you so. One just around the corner, and another 6 blocks off Central. Yep, that first Christmas miracle just keeps rubbing off on us. Godspeed, Maxwell Selden. I think you're gonna have a real Christmas this year.
Oh, Dixie, I can't believe I'm still short.
Not by much. I think one sale would do it. Listen, why don't you just let me loan you what you need?
No. I have come this far. I'm just going to count it again. I am not abandoning ship now.
Abandon? Now you're really starting to scare me, Alice.
Excuse me, but is it too late to buy something?
It hasn't been so far today, but you'll have to check with our sales staff.
Where are they?
They're all right over there, counting.
57, 58, 59.
Excuse me, but
May I help you? May I help you, miss?
I'd like to buy that locket in the window, please.
Oh, sweetie, you don't have to spend your money on me.
One more sale would do it. The store closes in 1 minute.
Which locket would you like, miss?
That silver one in the window. That's big enough to hold this picture of my daddy.
Sold.
And here's your commission. Your full commission.
And I would like to purchase those items that I have on layaway.
Sold.
The yellow card? The one that Scotty wanted so much? I thought you said you couldn't afford it.
Well, I found something a little bit extra under my Christmas tree this year. Something that I think I had misplaced for a while.
What's that?
A little extra faith. And I found something else under there too.
What?
I guess you'll have to see for yourself.
My bicycle! I can't believe I have my own bicycle! And it's the one with the silver chrome and the tassels on the handlebar. Will I get to use it to school?
I do not want you on the street yet.
Take your mom to work.
Oh, Dixie, don't encourage her.
I knew you could do it, kid. I always did. I think you were the last to know.
I should have remembered that he could do it.
Well, I think that's everything. Are you coming?
In a minute. You go ahead. I'll lock up. I do have a key, you know.
That's right, darling. You do. Have a Merry Christmas.
I will. Today he made a way to make our dreams come true this Christmas Eve. Today, tomorrow has changed, 'cause I found the faith to finally believe in a little more Christmas at Christmas time this year. A little less heartache, a little more Christmas cheer. A dream that won't vanish, that dares to last. A little more future, a little less past. Believing in Christmas this Christmas won't be tough. When believing in Jesus will always be enough. So when a little more faith found its way under my Christmas tree, I found a little more Christmas, a little more Christmas, a little more Christmas this Christmas.
Deb McCarty.
Thank you so much. You did a wonderful job. To all our tech guys in the back, thank you so much. A lot of hands have put together this, and we are so grateful. For by grace are we saved through faith, and that not of ourselves, it is the gift of God. That's what Christmas is all about, right? You know, faith is an interesting thing. I once had a conversation with a high school teacher who said, I just tell my students, it doesn't matter what their faith is in, just as long as they have faith. That's not the faith that the Bible talks about. And this was such a great presentation about faith, wasn't it? You know, you can have faith in yourself, but that will lead you in one of two directions. Either to great arrogance, you don't need anybody, or to despair because it was all up to you and it didn't happen. You know, my family left Florida in '88 and moved to New Hampshire to minister to God's frozen people up there. Had to learn a whole new language, and had my first experience at ice fishing when Stan Kowalczyk took me out on this frozen lake. Now, being a Florida boy, first time you walk out on a frozen lake, it's a little apprehensive. And yet he had his auger there. We drilled holes through the ice, and he relieved my tension by telling me, he said, Pastor, he said, 4 inches of ice will support a team of horses. Well, that did alleviate my fears because about that time I saw some trucks driving out on the lake. So, you know, you think about this, a person can walk out on a frozen lake where the ice is thin and they can be very confident. Or they can be like me, be very nervous about walking out on a frozen lake that would hold a team of horses. You see, here's the thing. If your faith is not in Jesus Christ and what he did for you on the cross, you're on thin ice. And we want to tell you this Christmas that Jesus loves you, he died for you, and Christmas is all about God's unspeakable gift, that he gave his son to die in our place on the cross so that we could be forgiven. We hope you know that. And if you don't know that and God has spoken to your heart tonight, come see one of the cast members, come see me. We'll be happy to speak with you about it. Shall we stand together for closing prayer? Heavenly Father, we are so grateful that we understand the reason for the season. Father, thank you for the gift of faith that you impart to human hearts to give us the ability to trust your Son. And it's our prayer and our great desire that no one here tonight would leave without him, without committing their life to him, trusting him as Savior and Lord. And now, Father, watch over us as we depart. Give us traveling mercies home. And may all of us be blessed with a wonderful Christmas. We pray in Jesus' name. Amen. Amen. God bless you and good night.